Welcome back, guys, to Mass Effect. As I've kind of figured out after last episode, our massive side quest session kind of continues a little bit. Because there's one more that we forgot to do. I started it off and then completely forgot about it as I got caught up in all the other side quests. And that was the reporter Emily Wong wanted us to find out some stuff about the seedy underbelly. So we're back in Chora's den, the brothel as it were. I guess you could call it a brothel. I mean, it's a lap dancing club, but I assume they kind of offer a bit more on the side. To find out the information back in FIST HQ, we didn't exactly examine it because we had a time limit to get to Tali. Right then. So we just take the information from here and hopefully head back to wherever it is. Hopefully she's still hanging about on the way to CSEC, so we can just head back and swing round because we're actually heading up above CSEC to the docking bay where our ship is. And that was where we were supposed to meet them all along. I'm just such an idiot and I completely didn't read that. It would help if we could like switch from floor to floor of the map, if you know what I mean, so I could generally check exactly where it is I'm going. That would be great, but unfortunately it only gives you the map that you're currently on, the little section you're in. So we're just going to move up, get around to CSEC, and hopefully she's where she was last time, which if I remember correctly, considering I didn't even remember about her in the first place, should be just above here and outside the market district. So let's quickly go and check that out before heading off into space at last. Hello sirs, you look at the lovely view, have a nice chat. It's all good, don't mind me, the human running around. Find out if she's out here. Where are you, Emily? You are standing there. Hello, my dear.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down FIST. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got FIST files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
Okay, I can offer more as a Paragon choice here.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
Oh, thank you for the extra cash, or more likely thank you for the extra experience, because we leveled up again from doing that short little side quest. Lovely jubbly, I love to see that. Okay, let's put charm up again. I said Paragon choice, where of course it's the charm choice. We've got charm up to 10 already, so there's only 2 more levels to get there. Won't go any more in Spectre training for now, because I'd like to either increase my armor to get medium armor, or increase my snipers so the accuracy is there and I can use them more. Of course, decryption's another thing as well. We want to be able to unlock better items, so I guess next level we'll just come up to advanced sabotage and then try to get to well, just basically increase my... oh no, it was electronics I wanted, that's the one. Undo talent points, bye bye. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. We want electronics, decryption, but electronics, no, electronics, which one is it that increases... okay, can use decryption skill on average objects. I was in the right one, that is the right one to use. I was just a bit worried because the I couldn't see the little bit of text for some reason. I only saw it as a damaging attack. But yes, we need to get the decryption up so we can unlock better items like that blooming computer up in CSEC. We really should actually check the equipment tab to see what we've been finding. Basic rounds ammo upgrade. Well, thank you, sir. We'll try to re-equip ourselves when we finally hit the ship, because we're finally going up to CSEC. Even though, of course, CSEC is down first, but never mind me. Let me through! So we're going to be taking a fair few elevators to get where we need to go, but we've done everything around the Citadel now. There's the odd 1 or 2 things around, I'm sure, but done a fair bit, got a fair few levels. That's how you start off a game, more or less. You're diving into the world more.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Okay, we kind of instantly hit the news, so to say. Not so much Emily Wong doing it as we doing it, but whatever. She could take the credit. We'll just make sure the bad guys are gone. Or more to the point, Rex will make sure the bad guys are gone without us asking him to. Oh well, a contract's a contract. Kind of understood it, really. I mean, he was gonna kill the guy no matter what. If that's his enemy, that's just generally what was gonna happen, wasn't it? Right, so Anderson and Udina should be up above. Let's head straight up to the docking bay. It makes sense that it's in the police station, so essentially a customs point as well. That's the Presidium elevator. We're looking at that one. To the docking bay. And whatever fancy tales they tell us on the way up.
I've been raised to see Krogan as bloodthirsty thugs, but you've surprised me, Rex. You are different.
The genophage is a lot easier to swallow when all Krogan are savage monsters, isn't it? Why don't you head back to the Normandy, kid? If you stay here in the real world, you might have to learn something.
Sounds like there's a little bit of animosity, even though Garrus was being rather nice. I must say though, the Turian design as a whole, their general look is actually amazing. The aliens in this game actually look really cool. Designers put a lot of time on them, more so than humans you could say. And of course their artistic license, their imagination allow them to make these guys look perfect, whereas humans are never going to look perfect because we look at each other as the standard. Right then, Udina.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
We have so many places to start, but she's one of the major leads, so maybe we should start with her.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
I hate those little kind of sayings like that. You were human long before you were a Spectre. Well, of course she knows she's human, but it's kind of like separating the races into species? I know, like, there's a lot of conversations go on, like, Rex was calling the Volus earlier Volus rather than his natural name. So everyone kind of identifies people by species, where, of course, we shouldn't be doing that, but at least it looks like gender roles are sorted out, because there seems to be no feminism in space at all. There's no, well, not feminism, no anti-woman sentiments, I could say. I don't know what the term is. I know what feminist is, but the opposite of that. A chauvinist, probably, but whatever.
Yes, Commander?
Okay, we want to know everything.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
It seems we're in a loop here with our choices.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing. But you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Actually, speaking of things we need, we learned a little bit more and got some experience, but didn't we have some kind of other information
Yes,
to talk to him about? That's the one.
What do you know about Armiston Baines?
Where did you hear that name? Never mind, I don't want to know. Baines is dead. Has been for quite some time.
The people I spoke with seemed to think he was still alive.
It's not common knowledge. Military is keeping it under wraps. Baines was doing some high-level work for the Alliance. Stuff even I wasn't aware of. One day he turns up dead on a drifting scout ship. Everyone suspects it was foul play, but it was never officially investigated.
What can you tell me about the ship?
I don't know much about it. You should talk to Admiral Kahoku. One of his crews discovered Baines' body.
Any idea how to find him?
Last I heard, he was up in the tower trying to get the Council to investigate Baines' death. Is there anything else, Commander?
That's definitely something I need to follow up at some point in time.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Which makes me wonder, is there a quickly fast travel point around here or just lifts? Normandy weapons inspection. Get some more XP for that. You can jump on the Normandy right there. There's a keeper hidden away over here. We definitely can't scan them anymore, so obviously I didn't take that quest properly or something along those lines. Or maybe the previous quest where I refused to do it has nullified the fact. But we have ourselves our own ship. So let's go check it out and get inside.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Decontamination in progress.
I know, let me in already.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy. This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse. But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space. For too long, our species has stood apart from the others. Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of. Our enemy knows we're coming. When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too. This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on. The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren, no matter what the cost.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of loyalty to their previous captain there. But now we command the ship. Maybe we can just hop on or check things out. But let's talk with Joker a little bit. Voiced by Seth Green, of course.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
That could be very interesting.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Nothing else for us to experience?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Not worried about it in the slightest bit, Joker.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
It'd be a bit of a douche if I could accept aliens, but not those with a medical condition. Okay, nothing to explore or experience. Navigator Presley, sir. Actually, I'm the sir here. What? Or I'm the ma'am. I can't talk to him at all. He does not like me. Maybe he's a bit annoyed that I've taken over his commander's control, as it were. But we can finally access the galaxy map and check out what's going on. The Citadel? We'll zoom out and find ourselves a location to travel. Gonna have to zoom out a little bit more, I think. Okay. And again. We have the galaxy maps. We got Novaria, Beos and Liara's dig site, all that miles away, in fact. Seems like all the planets to explore are over that section of the galaxy. That's the Traverse, of course. Let's lay a course. So we got Sparta, Macedon, Athens. That's Macedon, probably. Knossos. Which planet are we looking for exactly? We can travel to the other system, sure. Which system was Liara in again? I can't remember. Alright then, Tremere, Altea, Edlus, Ontalmalka, and Alsages. None of them exactly tell me exactly where I'm heading. So let's back out. And check my codex or my journal, one or the other. We got main missions, find Liara Tassoni. Being sought by Saren. Her last known location was somewhere in the Artemis Tau cluster, so we actually have no direct contact with her, no direct place to go, but there's one thing I want to check first, and that is where is the quartermaster of this ship, because we'll see if we can buy any better armor. One of my main worries at the moment in the game for when we hit the real combat sections is that everyone is going down rather fast. Either, I mean, the most likely thing is I'm not playing my techniques properly enough, I'm not using my abilities in the proper fashion. But the other thing is that I could just upgrade their armor and end up with a lot more shield power. Which should probably be pretty good if I can get it down. Otherwise, I just have to equip stuff like shield boost and make sure to use that as much as possible. I would look at my techniques now, my abilities, but unfortunately I can't because we're going down the incredibly slow elevator, which would have been better off with a ladder or a tiny set of stairs. But this should bring us to the quartermaster, hopefully. Hello, Garrus. What are you up to?
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
It did sound like he was going a bit out of line there, but here's the M335 Mako, which we inspect to get some experience and some Codex Mark. Alliance Requisition Officer sounds good to me. Sir, do you have any armor?
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
I did find one license already, so that's pretty good.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Okay then, show me your goods.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Main thing I'm looking for at the moment, we got a Spectre gear in here, but the main thing I'm looking for at the moment is some form of armor boostage for our guys. But it doesn't really look like that's possible. We'll buy that, however. We can buy a pistol, but not really any armor or anything. Weapon upgrades, armor upgrades, stimulant packs, and light armor human. Ah, okay, here we go. So how much does that cost? In view of comparison, it's actually worse, so it's not exactly very good in the first place. That's damage protection's a bit better, but other stuff is bad. But I don't think we can actually buy anything that's that much better at the moment. We can't use heavy armor. No, we're in a bit of a bind. It seems like we're going to have to just find some weapons somewhere else, or find some armor.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Okay, what is then?
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
So we found out more about our guys, Garrus and Rex, our chosen parties so far. And with that, I'm going to end the episode, and hopefully we're going to head out, finally our next episode, get down there and find out what's going on. Thank you for watching this episode of Mass Effect. Join me for more, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers!